Hey, it's Matt Kelly here. Now, this is a brand new show, so if you've discovered this, first of all, kudos to you. I am very, very, very glad to have you here. Basically, the idea of this little show segment thing is I was sitting there talking to some guys in the team here at the company, and we we're just chatting about the fact that there isn't really anyone who's going out there and answering questions that are really, really detailed, specific about the intricacies of social media. There's heaps of people like Gary Vaynerchuk as a prime example of someone who's really, really good at creating heaps of video content, and his new Ask Gary V show really inspired us because we were like, wow, this is like a demonstrated, proven model. People want to see video content. They clearly want to learn, right? The blogs in this space are massively influential, but there's no one really creating this infotainment material where I can actually learn. So through all the journey that I've been on, that we've been on with this company, where and for the background, so my name is Matthew Kelly, twitter.com/Matthew Kelly. I'm a marketer, studied marketing, worked for some really, really big companies, moved over to Silicon Valley, worked in the startup incubator environment over there, so big time tech, social, mobile, all that scene. Did some pretty crazy things with some pretty new, interesting platforms. We've since come back to Australia, and in the last 6 months, we've built our own social media marketing agency right here at home. And the model that we've sort of come up with is tangible, value-adding, real social media strategies. If the social strategy does not bring in revenue, it's a bad social media strategy, and that's something that I actually live for. I believe that with all my heart. And if we can't add value to a client, we won't work with them, and we're pretty transparent about that. So that's who we are. That's what we do. And we were just chatting about what are some of the questions that we get asked when we're out there meeting with a client for the first time, if we're pitching for new business, in the Q&A section when I'm at a university talking about how we do what we do. What are some of the questions we get asked? Because we might as well capture those and share them with the world. So this is the first episode. It's really a very rough pilot, but we thought we'd just give it a go. So probably one of the most frequent questions we're getting asked at the moment, which is actually very interesting, is from businesses who are trying to leverage Facebook, like almost everyone is right now. And the question is really, what would work best for my organization on Facebook? Would it be a Facebook page? Would it be a Facebook group? Or would it be a Facebook account? And there's actually a myriad of options here, but let's look at those 3 different options as a starting point. A Facebook page, generally a corporate page, where you would literally have it branded as your business. People can go and like your page, so you don't need to approve them as a friend. It's literally a business page. And then there's a Facebook group. Now, a group is actually quite different, right? Any individual can go and set up a Facebook group, and they can be private or public, so totally open. And you can, if they're private, you can invite people to join them. And it's more like a discussion forum than it is a corporate Facebook page. And then the third option there is, should I create a Facebook account? That's more like creating an account that would typically be for a person, but creating it for my business. Now, the benefit with the Facebook account is that you really get to create it, even if you create it under your business's name, you get to actually go out there and add friends, right? Which is an interesting strategy. Here's what I would do if I was a business. I would probably not make a Facebook account. People used to do it all the time. Even before businesses could have their own Facebook corporate pages, businesses were actually going and making personal accounts in their business name and then going and adding everyone as a friend because it was just the best way for them to get in front of their target audience. In today's sort of digital marketing environment, you've got to have your corporate branded Facebook page that people can go and like. That makes sense. It makes total sense. So it's the Matt Kelly proprietary limited business, right? That's my Facebook page, and I go on there and I create content, and I can drive ads, and I can push people to other pages, and I can go and like things on behalf of my page. That makes sense. The big challenge with that strategy though today is that businesses are now starting to see a decrease in what they call organic reach. Now, by organic reach, what we mean is, last year when I posted to my 1,000 fans, 800 might have seen my content. Earlier this year, 600 might have seen it. Later this year, 200 might have seen it, or perhaps even less. And the problem is that Facebook are now reducing the amount of reach that they give businesses because there's ad placement opportunities now, so you can pay to reach people. That makes sense. But also, there's so much noise on the platform. So anytime you log in at any given moment, there could be up to 1,500 new pieces of content generated. What that means is, if there's that much content, they've got to really rein it right back and only show the most valuable material. So we know that Facebook pages, branded pages, are now seeing a reduction in reach unless they add massive value and they are massively engaging. Now, there's sort of a silver lining to all this. And what's really interesting at the moment is that people are actually starting to leverage Facebook groups. And these are what I talked about being more like a discussion forum or more like a private or public environment where I can share content, I can ask a question, and people in that group, and it's usually around a mutual interest, so it might be a business support group, or it might be a four-wheel driving group, or it could be any number of groups, right? And it's not usually based around a brand, it's usually based around an individual who is passionate about that cause. The best thing about groups is that now there's a lot of people in there. So people actually use these like all the time. They're actually in these groups, they're talking to, they're collaborating, they're chatting about new things, industry trends, changes, all sorts of things. The right answer here is there is no best option here. You want to have your business page, your corporate page that anyone can go and find and like. That's going to be the gateway into Facebook for you. But given all the moving variables, given the fact that there are moving deadlines here, there's moving, moving the goalposts. We know that they're changing on an ongoing basis, right? And we know that like organic reach is being hit frequently. Since we know that, I'd be experimenting with everything. Heck yeah, it makes sense for you to go and make a group, like a private group that you can invite your most loyal customers into, your most loyal fans, your most loyal whoever, that you can get really, really deep and collaborate with. I've used it really effectively in the podcast I built with Dave Thompson, my co-host on the show years ago. We created literally what we called the Samurai Lounge, and that was a group for the top 100 most loyal fans. And all we did there was we chatted about the show, the direction of the show, what was going well, what was going badly. They shared their success stories, all sorts of things like that. But it was a very different platform to what a corporate page would have been. I would encourage you to think about it. Just go and run some searches and see what groups there are in areas that you're interested in, or even better, go and run some searches to see what groups there are that are in the same area as your business, because then you can start to see what others are doing in your space. And I think that is actually very relevant and very interesting. So there you go. Hopefully I haven't made it too much more cluttered or too much more complicated. Pros and cons of every strategy. Would not make a personal profile for your brand like a person. I would make a business page for your brand. So one that, fans can go and like and get access to your content. And I would start to experiment and look into Facebook groups. I think there's almost an untapped opportunity there that many people are not yet leveraging. So that is episode 1. I hope you got some value. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm not really sure where this is all going to go, but yeah, it's been interesting. It's been fun. We're going to shoot a few more episodes and get them up there. If you like it, please hit the little thumbs up button on YouTube, or make sure you subscribe to the channel and just leave us a comment and say hi. I want to do more of these if they're valuable, if they're wanted, and if so, that would be cool. So yeah, thanks very much. This is Matthew Kelly and signing out. And also make sure you tweet me a question if you have a question. That would be awesome. See you later.